guys. Seeing you earlier and earlier every week.
It's just sunnier and sunnier.
Oh, is that what it is?
I think technically we're recording last week right now.
Yeah, I think
that's what it feels like.
If my numbers are correct, I think so. And I think we're recording next month's episode right after this.
I think we just traveled back to the future.
We're three professionals with three moving agendas and schedules, so we got to fit it in to come chat with you all whenever we can.
Yeah.
In addition, Chad, I noticed over the weekend you have been hard at work at your night job at the podcast, if you will, as effectively our producer off air, going and seeking sponsorship opportunities.
Well, yeah, I told the wife, hey, honey, Saturday is going to be for me and the computer. And kind of ditched her for about 8 hours Saturday.
Yeah.
Grinding. Cold messaging, Instagram accounts, searching the web, filling out affiliate links, digging deep to give people discounts and put a little change in our pocket.
Yeah, the show's not free, right?
So. No, it's not. It's far from free. We for those of you that don't know, want to do this, it costs money to bring you this entertainment each week. Lots of it, more than we care to admit.
We couldn't afford the makeup for YouTube, which is why we kind of stopped that.
I can tell you, Chad, as I got on our social media accounts and I saw you communicating with a number of sponsors.
I hate that you can see that.
Nothing could shock me more than seeing how much hard work you put in over this past weekend. Trying to secure us a shekel.
Yeah, it's much appreciated.
Yeah.
And so we are a team, though, and you rightfully asked out to your partners in crime, Timmy and I. And keep in mind, I could not be more surprised. Nothing on this planet could surprise me more than all the work you put in. What did Timmy tell you when you reached out?
I asked Tim for a little help. And Tim responds with a screenshot.
Mm-hmm.
As anyone out there who texts him, you be careful. He screenshots all of it.
I almost put it on our social.
You should
screenshot so that everyone can know what we're dealing with.
It's just, there's some stuff that's just funny, and I feel like sharing. That's all.
Damn you, Tim. I asked you to reach out to
sponsor a note.
To sponsor. And this person responds to you in this screenshot stating that they asked you about this before and you never got back to them, comma, dummy.
Yeah.
Period.
And I responded, you did? Question mark.
You know, I can sleep better at night knowing that no matter how many fangirls want to throw me their bras, no matter how many sponsors want to give me their hard-earned cash, I will sleep well that night knowing Timmy is protecting us from and shielding us from multiple aggressive sponsors.
There's an Adam. Oh, it's 101.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pack to the Future. I'm your host, Ricky, a.k.a. Mr. eBay. And I'm joined by my co-host and partner in crime, Dr. Chad.
Someone called for a doctor?
How you doing, Doc?
I'm rich now, thanks to Tim.
And he's seated to my left, ladies and gentlemen, the sponsorship killer himself. Please welcome Dr. Tim.
Here we go, baby. Prepare to be underwhelmed.
Well, we've got an awesome show for you guys this week. This week, we are going to talk about new ways in which you can break. That's right. We're talking about services that bring you applications, easy-to-use websites, the type of breaking you want to do from the oil change location or you're out shopping with your wife and need to take the break.
Yeah.
You can do this from the ease of your own phone. We're going to break down types of breaks and our likes and dislikes of the different formats. But before we dive into all that, I think we've got a little bit of hobby news to jump into. Hobby news being PTTF hobby news.
It's the best type of hobby news, and a big old mail day for a few of us.
Yeah, we've had an active week, the three of us.
Yeah, it's been fun.
And I'll jump into it because I got to get a little bit out of the way. I had quite the adventure this past week.
Oh boy. Yep.
So all right, this goes back to Valentine's Day.
The year of our Lord 2012.
It was a dark and stormy night. No, Mrs. eBay, I think I mentioned on a previous episode, actually was kind enough to buy me a eBay gift card. She has true love for me and knows what I love.
Yeah.
I like to get after that eBay. So I had this gift card burning a hole in my pocket. And actually, before I dive into the card that we're going to talk about, I bid on another card first. The first card I bid on was a Cecil Fielder 2021 Topps Signature Archives Signature Series, numbered to 75. And what they do is these are buyback cards. They pick 75 cards of what I'm about to tell you and number them, and he autographs them, and they put the stamp on. What was cool about this card is it's 2013 Allen & Ginter, full size Cecil Fielder.
It's a very good looking card.
Yeah, I think his autograph works well on it. He's wearing the Tigers gear. There were a couple of those for sale on eBay. I chose the one I thought had the best looking auto. And
that's a great auto. Yeah.
Thanks. And that was at auction. So that was a cool hit. Was planning to use my gift card on this card, this Cecil Fielder. Shocker, this Cecil Fielder did not end up going for nearly enough as to warrant spending a gift card on it. So still had the eBay gift card in my back pocket. And this past Wednesday evening, I get home after a long day of work, talking with my wife. How's your day? You know, the use.
There's a Seinfeld skit on that I saw pop up on TikTok.
Yeah. Where
Kramer's making fun of Jerry about like thinking about being married. How was your day, honey? What did you do for your day? What did you eat for your day? Did you have a good day? It's funny.
That's hysterical because that's exactly how it goes. And so as I pull up my phone and the eBay app, I see that this card is running down on auction, and I immediately yell at my wife to leave the room. Legitimately. Stop talking to me. I need you to go away. I'm focusing on a card.
Oh.
Now here's how
Chad text you in the middle of it.
Thank you. I bit my tongue. I'm like, Chad, just let that go. Just let it go.
Well, no, he could have too. There was a pay-per-view last Sunday. You could have texted me about it. He did not, thankfully. I decided in my mind, and what I'm looking at is a clearly Donruss Barry Sanders downtown insert. After our show Saturday, I couldn't get my mind off it. I've been running those searches nonstop 2 to 3 times a day. And this one pops up. We've got like 2 minutes left.
Ooh, that's crunch time.
Did you know about it before the 2 minutes left, or it was just perfect timing?
Perfect timing.
Wow.
I was watching it, but just happened to pull up my phone.
No, because those notifications don't come through reliably for me.
No.
Right. Like I'll forget about it and I'll check back 3 hours later. And it's like, I lost that and I really wanted it. So,
yeah.
This is incredible. I actually pulled up the same thing over the weekend trying to look for you, and I saw this one at auction, and I almost sent it to you, but I didn't because I said there is not a chance that the Ricky that I know is going to bid on a card for auction from eBay.
Yeah, and you're right, usually. Absolutely right. And we compared off-air the Kaboom by comparison. I think the Kaboom I bought was even an offer price. It was not auction.
That was best offer.
I do not like auctions typically. But this one, I just thought, you know what I did? I did what we all did when we were teenagers and calling a girl back in the day before cell phones and texting. And what you had to do is actually not think about it.
Yeah.
You had to dial the number, get the phone ringing before you thought about anything.
Right.
By then it's too late.
Yep.
I implemented the same strategy here.
What?
I said, I don't have time to think about it. I want this card. What's an amount that you will not cry over if things go wrong? And I said, you know what that number is? 251.
Okay.
I'm going to bet 251 on this card. No chance I win it. And so I wait until I do what we all do. We wait till the last couple seconds. I waited till 1 second.
Whoa.
And
that's cutting it close.
I don't have the stones to do that. I'm a 7-second guy.
Well, and it went horrifically bad for me. As soon as I hit submit, my phone froze.
Of course it does.
Yeah. Yep.
For over 60 seconds.
Oh.
And multiple times had to stop myself from locking the phone, exiting the app, getting up,
not chancing it, right?
And I won! Woo! Yeah! $251 exactly.
Wow.
That means somebody bid 250
and change probably.
Wow.
That's incredible, man.
Nicely done.
I'm so proud of you.
But that's why you don't bid round numbers either. So well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
So proud of you. I was messaging, blowing up your phone nonstop after this. Like such a change in your hobby perspective.
Yeah.
Even from 6 months ago.
Well, and I think what was kind of sticking in my craw, and I think you might have even mentioned this on air last week, Chad, is when we went to the card shop together, and at the end, we had picked up some packs of cards, and they were fortuitous. I mean, they were good packs for me, at least. Mm-hmm. But at the end of it, I turned to you and I said, this just doesn't do it for me. And for the same price, I could almost have a downtown or a card that I really want. And I think that stuck with me. And I think if I would have had 5 minutes to think about it, I would have talked myself out and said, you need to be more responsible.
Yeah.
But it is here. And you know what? I thought immediately I'd have regret. So immediately I reach out to Chad and Tim and say, hey, I did this thing. We start talking it through. And as Chad and I realized, I got this card maybe for the cheapest it's been sold to date. Maybe.
Well, you were worried that you overpaid.
I did.
And here's the beautiful thing that everyone can think about. When you're on eBay, the world's largest marketplace, and you're going through an auction and you're worried that you overpaid, you didn't. You just set the current market for that card.
For demand, yep.
As Chad put to me, I love the wording, saying when you are buying on at auction, you are paying real-time market pricing.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's what you did.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. And honestly, it's gotten me to see, I still do set all my cards for buy at certain prices. I don't do auctions. And I'm about to switch that up big time because at first I thought, the auction, you're getting ripped off. You're not getting the full value. But no, it's the people that are demanding to sell their card that are trying to sell for way too much.
Yes.
The auction is the real-time market.
It is. Right. Yeah. When you don't know the value of a card, you just let it fly. Mm-hmm. And you are sometimes, or a lot of times, surprised, I think, as the seller.
Now, you do have to be careful, though. There is a way to screw yourself in the auction that we talked about. So, of course, you got to make sure that those things are ending on a prime day, particularly when people are off work or coming home from work and at the right time and not in the middle of the day.
To that point, that's how lucky I got. Wednesday evening. Who ends an auction Wednesday
That's a terrible day. Yeah. No, around dinner time, no.
Now, here's the kicker for this card. It meets the requirement of eBay's authentication program by $1.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It is. I barely touched it. So, for example, this Cecil Fielder I just talked about, I purchased this, won the auction May 3rd. It arrived May 6th.
Right, because it didn't go through that authentication thing.
Correct.
Regular mail. Yep.
My Barry Sanders I purchased May 4th. It was shipped last Saturday, May 7th.
That's slow shipping, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Step your game up.
It is.
Oh, it's within limits, but yeah, that's lame.
Right. For a card that big, I want it out the door right now. It arrived today. I did get an update from eBay on the app saying it had arrived and been deemed authentic. I've also gotten that update as well.
Oh, that's a good check mark.
But it does have it currently arriving, my card, May 23rd.
Oh.
Now, to me, initially, I say that is unacceptable. It does get shipped down to Florida and has to make its way, back west to me.
Yeah.
That is way too big of a delay. But then I think, for a card this expensive and as nerve-wracking as it was to get a card like this for even these prices, I think I'm happier having the authentication.
Yeah.
But I don't like the time frames. But I think Chad's going to talk to us a little bit about his experiences.
Okay.
And maybe bring some good news.
Yeah, there's a 0% chance it's going to take until May 23rd. You're going to have that card in a couple of days.
That's cool. Yeah, so that's them hedging, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay.
So
that's for sure.
My final question is, do I get this signed at the National?
Ooh.
I've been searching art stores this past weekend.
Why?
To
buy some paint pens to sample.
Oh, not like autographed print already, but art store for paint pen. Takes a lot to get you into an art store.
I know.
Well, let's answer that question. I'm going to transition into mine, but I think it's a good transition.
Something to think about. That's perfect. I actually want our listeners to weigh in. What should I do with this card? Should I get it autographed or not? And and we'll continue to talk about it over the show, but please weigh in.
So, a couple of cards that I purchased. First one is I will transition back, I promise.
Oh, yeah.
Terrell Davis, 2021 Mosaic Genesis.
Beautiful.
Beautiful looking card.
Yeah.
It is the Super Bowl MVP's subset.
So cool.
My thought, and I talked about this on the show previously, was to send this in. Terrell Davis is going to be at a signing sometime in the middle of May with one of these big groups where you can send in your card and get it signed. So the cost of this, and Ricky, this is where I'm going to tie it in.
Okay.
So the cost of the Terrell Davis is $175. Plus, if you want him to inscribe something, it's $75. Plus, if you want JSA to authenticate, it's $10 extra.
Wow.
So I'm going to be looking at $260.
Right.
Plus $40 that I paid for that card. And I overpaid for that card.
And plus shipping too, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oof.
Now, here's the issue with that. So I'm going to be looking at $300 for this total. Now, I was fully planning on doing this. We even bought the pens last week. We tested them out. But I went onto eBay and I just did a Google search of Terrell Davis autographs. For the cost, I don't think I'm going to do it because there are some way cooler looking cards that I could get for around that same cost. So, for example, a couple of examples that I popped up here. 2020 Flawless Honored Ink. So it's an on-card auto, numbered to 15. He's in his Super Bowl white jersey.
Okay.
So, like, he's playing in the Super Bowl. Blue autograph, looks very crisp. $200.
From a high-end product, premium product.
Right. And its number is going to hold that value forever. You don't have to worry about people wondering if it's real or not. And, going back to this, $300 for this one to get signed, and I don't know what it's going to look like.
Right.
Could be sloppy. Could be smeared. I mean, we messed up with the other test pen. Like, it leaked ink all over, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was not on air either.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We did test out the pen, and one of them just kind of exploded, and it destroyed the piece of plastic.
That's a one-time deal. Yeah.
You literally had to hold it over the card so it didn't spill everywhere else.
Yeah, that's true. And so, I mean, there's other examples like this too. I'm not going to go through them, but
Sure.
there are these autographs that are out there for $200 to $500 that look amazing, and I know what I'm going to get with them. So then you go back to your Barry. I don't know what you do with it. I think that the card itself looks amazing.
Yeah.
Have we seen on-card autos on these clearly Donruss cards?
No.
Because the autograph card I had was a sticker.
No, that's what makes me nervous. Is it is autographing on an acetate card, and you and I are going to get together. We're going to do some sampling.
Right.
No, that's definitely something that's got me nervous about this card. I mean, this is a one shot, and above all, let's make clear to the listeners how we're thinking about doing this. I've got to trust Tim.
Oh, please, come on.
No, I actually would trust Tim very much with something like this.
For the sake of the bit, I'll go along with it. But Tim, I did tell Ricky that if there is one person you're going to trust for this, it's Tim.
He did. That was exactly, I was just going to say it. That's exactly what Chad said. He said you have to consider it because if there's anyone that will take care of you in this world, it's going to be Tim.
And it'll be at the National is what you're referring to because I'm going in July and he's going to be there in person.
Thank
you can pay a nominal fee. I mean, I think it's only $25 to be able to have him sign if I saw the pricing right.
That's it?
I think so.
Okay, that's a game. For me, that would be a game changer. If Terrell Davis for $25, I get this card signed.
Let me ask you this, though.
Don't quote me on that, but yeah.
And
that's okay. It's only thousands of people who are listening to this.
Yeah, no big deal.
And here's the thing for me, and I'm terrified because I'm going to talk myself into getting this thing signed, and I'm not sure I want it signed, but it would be a one-of-a-kind autographed card. I can't imagine there's other there may be other signed clearly Donruss cards at the end of the National, but none the way I'm going to do it with that Honolulu Blue, which, by the way, my brother said he'd never heard of Honolulu Blue either or ever heard me say it. That is such BS.
I think you made it up, but personally it works, so I'm going to roll with it.
So it could be a one-of-a-kind. This card's clearly a PC.
I think I could speak for Tim on this, that if you got it signed and just destroyed the card, that we would chip in and buy you another one.
Well, that's kind of why I want Tim to do it, because I know that he'll feel guilty enough that he'll just go ahead and fix it.
Well, I mean, I would trust Barry Sanders, though. That's the thing, right? Like, I mean, his auto is always crisp. Like,
it is.
I've never seen a streaky Barry Sanders auto, right? I mean,
I can't think
the
of
dude
one I've
takes
seen.
really good care of it.
He does. It's a good-looking auto.
I fear that if the auto comes out poorly, that it could change your mindset of what you did on, number one, not just buying another box of cards. Number two, buying a card on eBay. Like number three, going after an auction for a big card.
True.
So make sure that you keep whatever outcome this is with the autograph, separate from the experience that you just had and how excited you were when you did buy that card instead of the product.
Now, I'll have to give that some thought, but I really do want our listeners to weigh in. Get at us at PTTF Podcast and let me know what you think I should do with the card. I'm going to prepare as though I'm going to get it autographed, which means next week, Tim, you're getting pop quizzed on what to do and what not to do with my perfect, clearly Donruss downtown Barry Sanders.
Yeah, I do great when I'm under pressure.
So, Chad, you got this card. It is super cool, and I do think that if the card doesn't speak to you, go get the cooler card that's autographed, like the Terrell Davis.
Yeah.
But I think if it's a PC athlete, if it's a special card that you want uniquely signed, if you had a favorite Terrell Davis card, I'd say get it autographed if it's going to be for the PC, even if it's a little more expensive, because it means something to you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I like that.
Now, when this Terrell Davis came in, was this eBay authenticated as well?
No, this was $40.
Oh.
So no.
Dog.
But I did have a couple other purchases that I'll go through now for my kind of eBay mail week. That was number one. Number two was Donovan Mitchell. Maybe we mentioned this, maybe we didn't. I don't recall. But Crown Royal 2020 Kaboom.
Yeah.
This one's an SGC 10.
So cool.
And I bought it.
So cool.
Yeah.
It wasn't on eBay for more than a couple of hours. Made the guy an offer. We went back and forth. Told him I was really committed to it. And sold it to me. So I was super thrilled about this. And it got me thinking, how many people... So I have the trio, right? So I've got the 2020. There wasn't a Donovan Mitchell 2019, but there is a 2018 Crown non-rookie vertical card to accompany the Panini 2018 Kaboom rookie year card. Mm-hmm. So those two I have in the PSA 10. This one's an SGC 10. Made me think how many people could have the trio in a 10. Now, the 2018 vertical Crown Royale, the PSA pop count is only 4.
Oof.
And the same thing for the 2020 Crown Royale. Now, I have an SGC 10, pop count's 3, PSA pop count's only 4. So it can't be more than 4 people who've got this trio.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, Donovan's having...
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So Donovan's having kind of a down year, but it'll be interesting. If he becomes something more than what he is, that could be quite the valuable trio in the future.
Anyone check in with Ross Berman lately?
Oh, man.
He might be the only one.
Good point. So... Yeah. Have the trifecta for those 3. So that was
pretty damn cool. Yeah.
I was very excited to add that one.
Freaking awesome.
Second card's one that I've got here, and we should open up right now. This was a 2021 Mosaic. Von Miller, again, Super Bowl MVP, 1 of 1.
Ooh.
Yeah.
This one, I think I messaged you guys, and I saw it, and it's one of those cards I saw. I'm like, oh, I have to have this, and it's got to go with my Von Miller collection. So this one was also buy it now. Went back and forth with the seller a little bit, ended up buying it. I think I bought it on a Friday. Now, Sunday night rolls around, hasn't been shipped yet. That's fine. That seems to be the way most of my eBay purchases go. That has a couple of days there. But the guy messages me before he ships it, and he says, so someone else just messaged me, and they're a huge Von Miller collector, and they're going for the rainbow, and he wants to buy it. And I'm just thinking to myself, this guy's not going to send me the card. Like, he's going to sell it.
He's going to cancel. Yeah.
And then he's like, do you want his PayPal? And I'm like, no, bud. Listen here. I am a huge Denver Bronco fan. And then I list off my Von Miller collection that I have to I guess I have to prove to this guy who already has my money that he needs to send me the card.
You're not a 10-year-old kid bidding on his dad's phone.
Yeah. Apparently I needed to be worthy to send this guy money. So anyway, he never responded to me, but he did end up sending me this card. It went through the eBay authentication process.
You got the nice little blue envelope.
It just showed up today. It took 2 days after it hit the eBay authentication, so it did go very quickly.
Okay.
I have not opened up this card, but you guys want to do the honors?
Well, it looks nice from the outside.
Yeah.
It looks like a little...
You want to describe that little guy?
Yeah.
Looks like a diploma could be in there.
It does. It looks like a little black, navy blue frame.
Yeah.
That has kind of
What the hell are you trying to bend it for?
Well,
there's a damn card in there. It's a 101.
Just making sure it's sturdy.
So the eBay authentication program has,
interesting.
While Tim's looking at this and opening it up, eBay authentication has expanded their services.
That's fancy.
There's no way that's going to remain free. That's going to be a huge
This is
upcharge.
the nicest packaging I've seen in a long time. I mean, it's about the size of the little black thing they hand you at a restaurant to be able to sign your receipt.
He's going to nonchalantly just open it up.
Oh, sorry.
I said open it.
I know. No, I just
I said open it.
Okay.
So the eBay authentication, $250 and above.
It says in big bold lettering, authentic without a doubt. So it passed. This is back to Chad. So
now I did see that SGC is doing this for at least the raw cards, and they have just hired PSA to do the same with graded cards soon.
That eBay has.
Correct.
Yeah.
eBay's going to be working with PSA.
I don't like that.
I know.
That's a waste of time.
I completely agree.
Well, we do talk about, though, like a lot of these sellers that have sold fake slabs. So I guess it gets it out of
them. Are they going to catch them, though? Give me a break.
That's the question, right?
And then it's just one more step where things can get damaged.
True.
I mean, I saw just this week, somebody had a crease in the top of their card where somebody clearly used like pinchers to get it out of the card saver. So, I mean, like...
Oh my God. So I don't like the display. Like, for some reason, this looks cheap.
I agree.
So the outside of it looks really cool. Like, this whole thing looks good, but for whatever reason, that looks cheap. The card, though, looks really cool. Von Miller in his white Super Bowl 50 jersey, black. Boy, it's a good-looking card.
Yeah, the black.
I'm happy with that.
Is that Prism or Mosaic?
Mosaic.
Mosaic,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, the black 1-of-1 parallel, I mean, that's just a really cool design.
Yeah. So I think over the last 6 months, I've really had a nice Von Miller collection kind of pop up.
Oh, it's a little stand, too. Look at that.
Yeah.
Little stand for you.
Oh, that's cool. I'll
That's
put
what
that
it's
up in
meant
my
to do.
office. I like that. So that was number 2. There's one more.
Yeah, no, keep going.
The money that I would have spent on the Trail Davis autograph went to the next card.
Oh.
I did not expect to find the next card, and I don't know how I came into the search. I think it just popped up as like potentially. It's like eBay saying, "Hey, we're listening to you. Here, go buy this."
Oh, yeah. Alexa was stalking you.
Exactly. Brett Iwan.
Who?
Huh?
Fourth voice of
Bless
Mickey
you.
Mouse.
Oh, fourth voice.
Fourth voice.
Not
Fourth and current voice
Oh,
of
okay.
Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so cool.
Sketch of Mickey Mouse and autographed.
Cool.
Brett Iwan plus Mickey Mouse is what is inscribed on this index card. PSA authenticated. That's what I bought instead.
So cool. It was the coolest looking thing, unique,
Yeah.
something for a Disney lover like you. It's just too bad that they faced that index card the wrong way.
I didn't even notice that.
I know you guys feel strongly about that.
I didn't even notice that, but yeah. Now I remember and now I notice it. So
That's some
job,
good
Ricky.
2021 Ricky coming back.
Yeah,
so.
that sounds about right. Yeah, good job, Ricky. Strong work.
So I figured
There you
that will fit in nice in our kind of Disney themed bar downstairs. I'm
So
just going to hide
cool.
it up on a shelf.
are. That'll be cool. Yeah.
So that's where
a
the
nice
money
little
went
piece.
instead. I'm super excited to get that one. I haven't received it in the mail yet, but it looks really cool.
Yeah, I mean that's not
photo.
going anywhere, you know.
As long as the guy doesn't tell me he wants to sell it to Disneyland or somewhere instead, like the Von Miller guy. But
Do you know if he drew it?
he did.
He did.
Yep.
Yeah.
So sketch and auto from him. And at first I couldn't tell what the auto said. Like I had to send you guys a message. I'm like,
Right.
what is this word?
Yeah.
It almost looked like it said Bella or something. Which
It
is the
did,
name
yeah.
of my dog. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's interesting. But
kinda cool.
No. So I thought that was a cool one. But that was my eBay week. The Von Miller, the Donovan,
So cool.
and the Mickey Mouse.
And
Massive week.
That's
How about
like
that?
a month for a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
seriously.
That's wow.
So
nice
much
mail
for my
day for sure.
lack of spending to try and save it for a Walt Disney auto, huh?
You'll get there. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you'll somehow find funds and find another card to flip or something.
Yeah, I'm just going to press
that's just-
pause for a little while. I
that's how
think I
you
will.
Yeah. I did not get mail, so I'm a little jealous just listening to you guys. Yeah.
He sold it.
Haven't gotten mail in a while.
sold
I didn't
it,
sell anything. It's not even in my hands yet. I just got a notification 2 days ago that something was in the mail from a breaker buddy of mine, Sully, who's been on the show over at Roto Breaks. And I haven't entered a break in who knows how long. And, you know, baseball season's here. Decided, you know, 2022 Bowman, I'll give it a shot. Is one of the most anticipated releases of the year for anybody who collects baseball and prospects in particular.
Right.
And I was seeing a lot of buzz about kind of the top 5, top 10, not rookies, but prospects that people are chasing. And it was a pretty solid list and people were pretty jazzed about it. So I was like, what the heck, right? Because Chad, you had texted us a picture of the local card shop's prices on release day of this. And you were like, what the F?
Yeah,
Is
I was
this
shocked.
real? Yeah, and this is an expensive product. And so this is actually what contributed to me entering the break because a hobby box of 2022 Bowman, $380 at our card shop, who prices things very, very, very reasonably compared to online outlets on release day, and $750 for a jumbo box.
Wow.
Those are big prices. I mean, those are like marked up prices after a release has been out for a year, and you know who is going to stick around and be worth chasing.
That's so expensive.
Compare that to 26 spots in this break at $149 a spot. I almost thought about getting 2 because after tax and fees, I probably would have paid $400, for a hobby box.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Probably would have been garbage with just one auto in it. And instead, I took a shot. 1 in 26 chance at getting a good team, which really was about 5 in 26 because there's other teams to chase. But yeah, I hit the Padres, who have a prospect who's really, really highly touted, a power hitting outfielder. So, the hobby just loves dingers. So this guy is highly sought after. It is James Wood. And I never anticipate hitting a big card in a baseball break. Like, I just don't do that. But halfway through, somebody's like, oh, go F yourself, Tim, in the comments. One of my good buddies, Anton.
Ricky.
Because, no. Like,
That's
prior
what you
to
want to hear.
Your burner account.
yeah, so I was like, uh-oh, that means I hit something good. Because prior to the break, we had talked about trading the Padres for the Cubs. And I was like, no, that just doesn't sound right on principle. I don't even know who's on the Cubs, checklist. And I was like, screw that. I knew the Padres were at least a good team.
Right.
And lo and behold, so Sully, what he does mid-break is put on the stands, the good cards that have come out so far. And there was a card in the middle, looked like yellow or orange. Couldn't quite make it out because of the resolution on the camera. But lo and behold, it was my card, a Padre, and it was Mr. James Wood himself. Gold out of 50, like true gold.
Wow.
Those things are money. Like, people love the True Blues, which are out of 150. His True Blue goes for $900 already. So a gold out of 50, I'm anticipating somebody will be willing to pay at least $1,500 to $2,000 for it.
What makes it true? True gold or true
Like
blue?
no shimmer, no wave, no
Okay,
gimmicks, like no
I see.
sparkles, speckles, whatever next parallel they decide to form. So
And screw you, baseball. Why can't you keep gold numbered to 10? Just like everything else.
out of 50 is pretty good in baseball, though. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's fantastic
considering,
hit for sure.
Yeah, how much they
You kidding me? The highest card I've ever hit or pulled out of a pack is like $100.
Yeah.
I have no room to complain.
That's insane, too.
Yeah, no, I mean, one and done, but, that was just fun. A break hasn't been fun for a long time because of the cost.
No. Well,
but I haven't sold it, so I haven't sold it. So the dilemma now is if I send it into PSA to grade and then try to, squeak out more profit, or the other philosophy is to sell as soon as possible after release before one hits the market because no gold has hit the market yet. So I could have the highest bid anyway.
Will you at least touch the card before you sell it or not?
Not if it's in a card saver ready to be graded already. So.
Will you have?
But it's coming here. It sounds like
It's coming here. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't send it to somebody like
coming
before
to
it even
Studio
got mailed to
1A.
me.
Yeah. There's no way that it's going to be intercepted on its way to Studio 1A and sent to a breaker.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be here.
I don't know who you guys are anymore. We got Ricky buying some sweet cards off eBay.
Yeah.
Tim hits massive cards. He's like, "Yep, send it to me because I want to see it."
Yeah.
Tim.
I might actually hold this, I mean, I was reading about it. I mean, he's just he's mashing home runs. There's little clips of him just mashing it and just, sailing a ball over the fence. And, I mean, people are just ogling him already. So, I mean, there's something to it. He's only 19, I think. Yeah.
Look at us. Who would have thought?
Man, it's a good thing we're heading into our next segment because I'm getting an itch for breaking.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Chad, do you have a little advice for us?
Well, guys, before you dive into one of these traditional breaks, we want to tell you to go check out the rotobox.com. Currently, they have 2 amazing products that you can go check out for a different version of a break. Currently, for basketball, they have the 2021 Series 3 edition. You can buy an entire case of 6 boxes. Now, these are not your standard repack products.
Correct.
These are coming with potential massive hits, PSA graded. You have Kobe Bryant Chronicles autographs. You have Michael Jordan Atomic refractors. You have the 86 Jordan sticker. And the list goes on and on of just amazing products that are packaged inside of these.
Yeah, and usually from National Treasures, Prism, Flawless, not the lower end products either. So
Each box, you will get 1 exclusive RotoBox cat card. And then thrown in on the side, you'll get 1 or 2 premium hits per box. 6 boxes per case. And you can get it for a value so much better than any Panini product you're going to go buy right now.
Yeah.
Just amazing product that they have available for you at therotobox.com. We invite you to go check out their website. But in addition to that, join their social media community. On Instagram at the Rotobox, they have a Facebook group as well. Get involved with the conversation, see the product that they have, and check out the amazing deals that they offer as well. So please, guys, go check out therotobox.com. That's therotobox.com.
All right. Thanks, Chad. Welcome back to the show. You can visit us on our website at pttfpodcast.com. Go ahead and bookmark it. It's going to be the one-stop hobby, everything you need. We've got all our audio shows. We've got all our videos that we post. We've got links to all our affiliates who can hook you up with all your hobby supply needs. Go give us a listen. We got plenty of great content and entertainment there for you. You can leave us a voicemail and make it to air.
You said voicemail. You said entertainment. And I've been waiting for this. I don't know where to intersect this. You mentioned like bad calls or calling a girl, calling a guy, whoever you're going to call, when you were back in high school and being worried about it. Can you think of like one awful phone call that you made? One immediately comes to my mind. Why don't we do this? Let's get at least 5 people to call in and leave us a voicemail. I want to recap what your most awful call was to that magical girl guy whenever the time frame was. I want it detailed of what that voicemail said. We get at least 5 entrants. We will pick one. I'll give them a $50 eBay card.
Oh.
What?
Wow.
Okay, get in, at pttfpodcast.com. You heard it right here.
I want to feel better about myself.
There's going to be so many good stories, though, you know.
Leave us a voicemail. We're going to get through them, and the winner's getting a $50 eBay gift card.
I can't wait.
Bookmark our website. It pays. It literally pays to bookmark our website.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, by the way, Roto just gets it during that read. Cat cards are how it's supposed to be. V-Friends, zero cool, are zero cool.
You just had to throw that jab in there.
That's just how it should be. They look the same. You don't want to spend $800,000 on a zero cool V-Friend.
Yeah.
Hit up our boy Roto and get some real value and an awesome cat card.
It's a limited series of cats in, various sports players' uniforms and poses with a cat pun. I mean, if they don't make you smile, nothing will.
That's what V-Friend should have been.
Yeah.
All right, Timmy. So for this next segment, you set us up pretty well, and we're going to dive into these pretty quickly. You did some research on some different methods of breaking. Now, when Chad and I, and many of us at home think of breaking, I think we're thinking of a website, breakers.tv, where you can find a number of breakers. That's real old school. Or like Facebook.
Yeah.
And those social media platforms, I've seen them on regularly. The super secret black market groups that you get us into, Tim.
That's where I hit my goal, James Wood. Yeah. No.
Of course it is.
It was actually over at Roto Breaks.
Yeah. But you have started to find, and what we're seeing is these breakers are turning to applications for your phone now, and are making it much easier to participate from a handheld device. So, Chad, Timmy, why don't you talk to us, starting with Card Shop Live?
Yeah, absolutely. I came across Card Shop Live, and the other two that we'll talk about are Whatnot and Loupe, because I just started seeing breakers advertise these services or apps and ways to view their breaks, and I was eventually just finally worn down. When I heard Whatnot and some of the initial reactions, which I'll talk about later, but there's just like this barrier to jumping over, adapting, switching, whatever you want to call it, because Facebook is just what I'm used to for breaks, and it's just so much easier. You stick with what you're familiar with. But Card Shop Live, spearheaded by Mike Giuseppe, or Mike Geo, of Sports Cards Nonsense, formerly of his own company, Geo Breaks. So they're featuring really vetted options for breaking, with an emphasis on customer service. So on this app, which you can find on any of the app stores, they're already bringing over other groups, other breakers, and porting them into this app so that you have access to a known commodity. You're not just jumping on Whatnot. You're not jumping on to Instagram Live and just like rolling the dice with a potential breaker. I mean, they feature so their own, little channel for sports cars nonsense. Geo Brakes, who Eddie Mancini is now basically braking and running. And he seems to be the most active of the breakers and has the majority of the breaks that I saw. Just for example, just in the last week, there's been 162 streams, over 2,200 sales. They already have 860 followers. So just immediately off the bat, they already have like a built-in customer base and people who are interested.
Right.
And for good reason, because, they already trust Eddie Mancini. They already trust the name Geo Brakes. And so, scrolling through the app, they also have Card Guy Mike, who apparently is Mike Bleach. Just for some variety, he breaks Pokemon in addition to sports cards. Also does sales, auctions, and breaks. They also have Deep Fried Breaks, owned by Blake Bollinger. And then Loki Breaks, which I thought was kind of interesting, breaks NFTs.
Ooh.
Yeah, claims to be the first, but, not officially the first. I've seen other iterations, but, in terms of wide spread market appeal, definitely one of the first things I saw. And then Mama Breaks, and then just real quickly, they also feature walk-off submissions by Nick Piper, where he auctions off singles and cards, and he does what I thought was really cool was, like in-person live reviews of cards that people have sent in for submission. And he broke down like when I was watching why a certain card was dinged on surface or corners or edges before he packaged it up and either sent off or not. But yeah, there's a lot of options. So like off the bat, based on how that was described, is that something that you would be interested in, Ricky?
Yeah, I think so. I downloaded this phone app and I thought the app overall worked well. It clearly had breakers available whenever they're live. So you could just, if you're bored, hop on and see what's going on.
Yeah.
I also noticed that it does have that top breakers list. You rattled off about 6 breakers. I noticed 6 total in the featured breakers. I don't know if that's all they have on there right now.
I think the goal is to expand, but yeah, that's what they have right now.
Okay, then that makes me feel a little bit better. My concern is that, if you go to featured breakers or sellers or the search function, unless you know what you're looking for, it only had a list of 6 people. So it didn't seem like it was a comprehensive list. And I was worried that if you're looking to find Chad's breaks, you might have to search it out and know specifically what you're looking for. But if that's the comprehensive list and it's relatively short because those are trusted sellers.
Yeah, and they're in beta right now is what I was told too.
Okay.
So, yeah, early but released. Yep.
So that was my primary knock on this. I really liked how you could go to the specific breaker. You could see a calendar of dates and times of upcoming breaks. It was real clean. You also had access to not just the upcoming streams when they went live, but previous streams. You could see archived streams as well.
Which is nice. You can go back and watch if you miss something or get a feel for somebody before you hop in one of their live breaks.
Right. So, 2 other quick hitters. The items for sale looks to be just ways to buy into the breaks.
Mm-hmm.
I thought those might have been like cards they hit from a break, but no one maybe bought that team or something. But still cool. Easy, because that's the number one complaint I think we've had, the 3 of us, when we try and break together, is it's so hard to figure out how to pay for these things and get them the money and get your team and everything. Chad and I have quit trying to break about a dozen different times at that stage. And then finally, it does have the posts, which I think the post section is kind of a combination between the live chat during a break that is saved and then kind of an ongoing message board as well. You can continue to chat in between breaks. So thought it was overall good. I don't know if I'm quite there to break from an app yet, but if I were, this is a top contender for me. What do you think, Chad?
I think I probably only have a couple other points to hit on. Ricky, you hit on almost every one that I have.
Sorry.
No, you're just fine. So I guess a couple of critiques then, because you hit all the good points. Mm-hmm. I think that the only payment method is from a card. So I don't think I could use a Venmo or a PayPal balance.
Not that I saw yet.
So I don't love that, but that's fine. I don't like that it doesn't say what time the break is, which I understand is a very common thing in the breaking community. I complain about this all the time. I wish I just knew when something was going to break. And I know that there's barriers that go into that, but that's just for me.
So give this time, not just this app, but like the other two that we'll touch on. The whole point now is so that it's in real time shopping, basically. Like the goal is to be able to auction off like a spot in a break, auction off a card, be able to show it on camera live. And so you can just hop in spontaneously. Some of the other apps do have the more scheduled breaks for somebody like you who appreciates that. And so, I agree, though. At least right now, it'd be hard.
Yeah. The people who go live, it doesn't tell you what time they're going to go live from the main stream. And I wish it did. So, like, it will tell you who's live right at the second, and then it just lists the other sellers. So I wish it told you when they were going to be on. But I guess one other point, Ricky, that I don't think you made is that there is a spot to track your order. So it seems as though every seller is following the same format, not only within the app and how it's presented, but also there's a larger entity so as to prevent you from getting screwed from one of these guys.
Absolutely.
And I like that a lot. And not everything that we are going to discuss today has that feature.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that's definitely a perk.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're basically curating, the sellers that'll be available and, having vetted for them and, being able to back them as a good customer experience. I mean, that goes a long way compared to, risking getting scammed or just, not abused, but like dismissed, brushed off to the side if you have any issues kind of thing. So,
yeah. So, Timmy, tell us about Whatnot.
Whatnot, man. So this I had the toughest time with in terms of trying to hop in because prior to doing this research, I had already heard the following words. Like if, in corporate America, you're familiar with a word cloud, they throw up all these different words that are used to describe a certain thing or a company or a person. This would be my word cloud that I'd heard prior to jumping into Whatnot. Mostly retail, hacks, as in the breakers are hacks, overpriced, intolerable, zero accountability.
Wow.
That's not a good start, right?
No.
Coming from Facebook with like very solid, reputable breakers going to Whatnot, and that was already like fed to me anecdotally. That's rough. I don't know what other people's experiences are. Like Chad and Ricky, like had you heard of Whatnot? Like had you considered Whatnot?
I thought Whatnot for the longest time was WhatsApp.
Oh, really?
See? There you go.
Serious.
Like another misconception.
And the only time that I had heard of Whatnot was coming from negative reviews. I mean, from the
See?
most popular negative review guys, right? I mean, we all know that story. And so most of everything that I have from it is negative. Now, I did try to look at it a little bit objectively, so I've got some pros here. It is a community. It feels like you can go on to this app and probably stay there for hours because there are so many different stations there. And so it feels like, you've got your own life and experience there. Yeah. You can really spend some time there if you want. It's spontaneous if that's your thing. It's very much a different vibe than a traditional break. Now, things that I'm not in love with, and this is probably just me from a personality standpoint, I don't see how you can track an order in there. There doesn't appear to be a uniform method or an oversight, going back to the lack of accountability that you mentioned, Tim.
Yeah, because in the bottom right, their only options are to scroll, to click share if you wanted to share a feed or something that you were reading or watching, and billing. Those are the 3 buttons you can push in the bottom right.
Yikes.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it is set up as a social experience. Like, before you sign in and create your account, they ask what your interests are. And so for breaking specifically, my recommendation would be to click sports. Under that tab, you have football cards, basketball cards, baseball, soccer, UFC, wrestling, and even F1. So they really delineate it out so that you can really focus in on what you want in your feed. Kind of like, the algorithms that Instagram or Facebook or TikTok use to figure out what you like. So
prior to satellite TV, did you prefer flipping through the channels, not knowing what was going to be on, or did you pull up the TV guide?
TV guide, baby.
Tim?
No, I'm bored off my butt. I'm just going to scroll through and see what pops up on.
There are two different, and I told this to you guys through text. There are two different types of people in this world.
Yeah.
People who will break on Whatnot and people who break everywhere else. Whatnot is you're flipping through the TV without a TV guide. You have to click on something to see what's going on.
Yeah.
It doesn't tell you what they're breaking.
No.
You don't know how many spots they got left. You just got to go join and hope you're not seeing a seeing something pop up on there that you don't want to see.
Don't want to see, yeah, some shill, And for the love, why are backyard rips and backyard breaks still on there after all they've gotten raked over?
Because they just hit the biggest card of all time.
The history of modern sports.
It's so ridiculous. So
disgusting.
There is no karma in this world sometimes.
I know. I've been asked actually nonstop since that story hit. I think I've been asked no less than a dozen times if we're going to cover that on the show. No, we're not. We hate those guys.
Yeah, and it's been covered to death, right?
We don't know them.
No.
Never met him. We've never talked to him.
But I hate him.
You guys know more about him than we do because we just don't want to devote any kind of brain power, give them any space in our heads about it. But I really like this quote. Just real quickly. Sorry, Ricky.
No, you're just fine.
So Mike Geo, who we talked about previously for Card Shop Live and Geo Breaks, he had a really good comment from Jeremy Lee, or with Jeremy Lee, on Sports Cards Live recently. And so I really like this. The hobby has a bad history of holding people accountable. So that is why breakers like Backyard Breaks still have a platform. On Whatnot specifically, which is too bad.
That's a good point.
No, and to Chad's point as well, my note was that it reminds me of the eBay app, but for buying items via video. And what I mean by that is there's nothing more scary than when you're bored watching a movie and you pull up that phone and just start browsing that eBay app.
It's dangerous for you.
The longer I stay on there, I can feel the more dangerous, both in terms of number of searches, types of cards, and eventually you say, well, idiot, you're going to have to buy something. Don't do all this searching for nothing. So that's dangerous. I logged onto this website again earlier today at work. They had more breaks going on mid-Monday than any of these other sites did.
Oh, easily. Yeah, they're so accessible.
Yeah, so accessible mid-workday. I found that they were bidding on. Okay, so this was interesting. Two
what did you see?
Things I saw. One, they were doing a football-basketball break, and so what they did is they paired a football team with a basketball team.
Okay.
And did it on like a spinning wheel. They would spin this wheel and then
real official.
Yeah. But then they would let you bid on it. And it was real-time bidding, very short, like 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But the problem is no one was bidding high enough. Yeah. So they were screaming at all the people that they were going to start demanding minimum bids. Yeah. I'm like, no, you lived by the sword, you die by the sword.
This is
chose
a clown
that format.
show, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, that's rough.
So then I turned it off of that one and found a Jackass card break.
No, like specifically Jackass cards.
They had a girl Jackass cast member with a blue parallel autograph.
Wow.
I couldn't even figure out who made the cards. They look cool. But you really can find just about anything being broken, day or night, any time of day.
Yeah.
And if you want to just get into some trouble via breaking, this is your website.
Yeah, there's tons of variety. I mean, just kind of like you, Ricky, scrolling through, like one of the feeds was, just give me money. And it was basically a mystery break. Like, I'm not going to tell you what product, I'm not going to tell you what format, but you're going to put out money and I'm going to give you some kind of value back. That was terrifying. Another one was, in the format of what we call like a pull game. It was this guy with his cardboard box of just like cards and top loaders, not numbered, not ordered, anything. But you would pay like $10 for a pull, and he would let you pick out the number of cards and which number. So like some guy picked 3 and 33, and he would flip through the row of cards and pick out the third card and then the 33rd card. Meanwhile, showing every card between 3 and 33 so that anybody else could have picked any of the other cards and kind of already known. And it was just so ghetto. And you could tell like most of the cards were like a 50-cent box at a card show kind of card, right? So he's just making hand over fist. So of course he's happy.
Right.
I'm glad someone's happy. It's for someone. It's just not for me.
Right.
It is.
All right. Bring us home, Timmy, with Loupe.
Yeah.
Huh?
No.
What?
And Ricky, those Jackass cards are by Zero Cool.
Are they really? Mm-hmm. Good, because they were zero cool. Actually, they were kind of cool. They were cooler than V Friends.
The Jackass WrestleMania match was the funniest thing I have seen in probably a decade.
I completely agree with you. It's one of the greatest pieces of entertainment I've ever seen. Tim, you have to. We'll show it to you.
Okay, I do need to catch up on some things like that. So.
That's one that, yeah.
Loupe.
No, just Loupe. Silent E.
Oh, that was like Robert.
No, just.
Why add the E then?
I don't know. Well, I mean, that's how you spell loop. Like, when you look at a lens.
No, you spell loop, Loop.
No, I mean, like a loop when you examine a card, like Chad does, to scrutinize before grading. That's a Loupe. L-O-U-P.
No, that's a Loupe.
Loupe. We'll agree to disagree on this one. Well, so maybe that's a critique. You know, you don't really know how to pronounce this right off the bat. But I first saw Loupe mentioned over in Roto Breaks because one of the breakers decided to say, hey, I'm going to go live on Loupe. And so I was curious. So this was Breaks with Jess. Jess is one of the breakers over at Roto Breaks. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to download the app because I knew what she was going to do and I just wanted to see what she was up to. So I hop in. I didn't have to set up much, you know, it was really easy to get there. Didn't have to put in my payment info right away. I basically could just hop into a feed.
Right.
And immediately what I knew, like after I said hi, I typed in hi and she said hi, like right back. Wow. Instant. There was no lag. And that's the first time I've seen that when I've been watching breaks. You know, on Facebook is notorious for like a 10-second lag or something at least. So it's really hard to kind of banter back and forth.
Right. Prevents Brandon Cooks to 99 too.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going to talk about some of those issues.
Real time. But, you know, so that was the immediate impression. I mean, and then so I've been told that they only have about 50 breakers that they've let onto this network. And supposedly there's about 1,700 in the wait list. So, I mean, they're super careful, super selective. I mean, the people that are going to be on there, like, they're on there for a reason. I mean, they featured Card Shop, owned by one of our former guests, so Kyle Rhino. So Monster Card Breaks, they are on there as a featured breaker. And, you know, that just kind of shows you the quality of the breakers and options that you'll have. In addition to that, they also have like news and updates on their homepage. So, you know, can kind of be a hobby news site. They had hobby product reviews. So that was good.
I like that a lot.
But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, their goal is to also allow you to hop on and see breakers live and be able to shop live. And like you hinted at previously, Ricky, you can auction and kind of bid on break spots, break products, and also just buy boxes and products solo on their own so that you can have a personal break.
You know, I'm really glad, Timmy, that you weighed in with your experience because in my short experience, and I didn't actually buy into any breaks. I don't know if you have. I didn't think the application was quite as smooth as actually Card Shop Live's.
Yeah.
But I did think it worked well. It also had breakers mid-Monday, had a much bigger selection than Card Shop Live.
Yeah, that was true.
You were able to scroll. And again, maybe that's not such a gripe against Card Shop Live if they only have 6 to offer at the time at this point in time, which is okay. But this had a much more exhaustive list. You could scroll through it, find your breaker. You could peruse a little. I didn't know exactly who you were looking for. I thought that you could. I also liked that you could follow your favorite breaker.
Yeah, exactly. So. Like a little favorites tab, be able to hop in. Because I mean, when you're scrolling through all those options, they're harder to find. And also, you know, I've got just really difficult time focusing on stuff, and so immediately in the middle of trying to research this, I scroll away to go check my other notifications, and I realized that the feed would just continue to play, like so the audio would continue to play even after you browse away from the app. So that was kind of cool. So
interesting.
Yeah. On Whatnot though, they one-upped that too. I forgot to mention that you can actually pop out the video, and even while you're scrolling through other stuff on your phone, it'll play in a little pop-out window, which I know is not super unique, but for these products it was.
It's nice if you know how to utilize it. I kept getting that stupid window in the bottom right corner and couldn't get rid of it. Yeah. Chad, what did you think of Loupe?
A couple of things. I like the intro video. So as soon as I opened up the app, there was maybe a 30-second video kind of explaining what was going down. And I like that. I watched the entire thing, which usually those things I don't. The times that the scheduled breakers are going to go on was on there, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I figured you liked that one.
So. It looked like, did you guys get a promo credit when you signed up?
$20.
Yeah. I like that a lot too. I didn't put in any money, but I thought that was kind of nice. The only gripe that I have, I actually don't like that there are the volume of breakers on there. I don't know where to go. I don't know any of these people. No, seriously, for someone who doesn't, like, I'm not engaged with any of these guys with the exception of Rhino, that I don't know where to go. Give me fewer options. Tell me you trust them, and then let me expand from there. So for a beginner, I would prefer to have fewer.
I think the tough part is they trust everybody inherently, so they maybe don't feel like there's a need to feature them. I don't know. That's just me conjecturing. But yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, I could see how it'd be overwhelming. I mean, it's just too many options initially. I agree. Yeah.
Now, taking a step back, though, I love the fact that we have apps that try to give you a card shop experience. Yes. That is super cool.
Yeah.
I mean, try and place yourself back 5 years ago,
Yeah.
Just imagining that exists where you can go shopping in a card shop from your toilet.
Basically, yeah.
You could be laying next to your husband or wife and pull the curtains up, or the sheets up over your head.
Yes.
Little bed fort, and secretly break away.
Yeah, with a glow off your face. Yeah.
Bed forts are fun. I like that. We have not had a female co-host on the show. Tim, why don't you get Jess? See if Jess wants to join us.
I think she would love it. Yeah,
I think that would be super cool.
Because there are plenty of women in the hobby, and she's one of the fantastic ones. I mean, she was at the Mint. I mean,
I'd love to have her on. I've heard nothing but great things about her, and would have always wanted to have a chat with her. So let's bring her on for sure.
Yep. But any other thoughts on Loupe, Card Shop Live, whatnot? I mean,
no, I think this is a great list you put together, Timmy, and I think that it's worth going to at least check these out, download these apps, give them a look, mess around with them. You don't have to commit anything. I didn't have to.
They're all free.
You didn't have to put in a credit card to sign up or anything. I was able to just join. You can then peruse, see if that's for you.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention. So Ricky and Chad, like you guys really like the thought of a digital card show, right? Online card show. Mm-hmm. Like early on, we had talked about on Instagram Live how somebody could kind of
they did it during COVID.
Browse through.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
and so they actually have certain channels like that on these apps where they're just one by one going through their slab cards and just letting it sit there, and you can bid on it in real time. So cool. There's stuff like that. I mean, it's cool. It's amazing, right? The stuff that we have access to.
It allows people to be very creative.
Yeah.
I like
it. It opens up a whole new way to enjoy the hobby for sure.
Yeah.
With all this breaking talk, I do want to talk to you guys about where we all currently sit when it comes to breaking and the different types of breaking. But before we do that, guys, I went on designcases.com this past weekend.
Oh, cool.
And I'm telling you, I really think I may need a couple of these slab case ones for my Barry Sanders Kaboom and Downtown cards.
Yeah, just cradle it. Yeah, because you don't trust me at the National.
These one-card miniature briefcases keep your favorite cards safe and dry in their airtight, padded, waterproof, sleek black case. These miniature cases make fantastic wrapping when gifting your loved ones a card they've been chasing forever. They also work well when you need to send Tim to the card show to secure an autograph on your favorite card. But while I was on ZionCases.com, I couldn't stop looking at the Slab Case XL Plus, which holds up to 112 BGS slabs, 112 SGC slabs, or 164 PSA slabs.
Woo!
But I can't stop eyeing these backpacks. These backpacks are perfect for taking your favorite cards to your local card shop, a friend's house, or a large or small card show. Each briefcase comes with each backpack comes with a slab case to go, so your slabs aren't bouncing around loose as you're making moves at the card show. It also offers a USB port to plug in a power bank and multiple storage pockets. All you've got to decide is one strap or two. Slabs not your style? No sweat. I noticed this past weekend, Timmy, that Zion Cases has the Slab Case T, which provides the same great style and protection as all Zion cases, but built specifically for top loaders and one-touch mags. So don't be like me. Don't get analysis paralysis. Get your Zion case today and let me know which one you order. I need help, guys. While there, use the promo code PACK at checkout and receive 10% off your entire order. That's ZionCases.com, promo code PACK. All right, now that we got that out of the way, make sure that you go give us a follow on our Instagram at PTTF Podcast. I'm going to start with you, Chad. Tim, you put together a list of different types of breaks, and there was a point in time when we all felt very strongly about different ways of breaking, or whether we would break even. So I really like what you've done here, Tim. You've kind of broken down the different types of breaks, and we're going to break down kind of what we like or dislike about each type.
Yep.
And see where we stand.
And some people out there have probably never even heard of these formats, and so the next time you see it, like, don't let this stop you. So
yeah, utilize this segment if you're new to breaking. You want to get on one of these apps as kind of a refresher course or learning education, and you can tell us, or you can learn kind of some of the terminology.
Since we're teaching people, Tim, in 10 seconds, tell people what a break is.
Break. So you take a hobby box or a hobby case, and you instead of breaking it on your own or footing the cost of it all on your own, you're entering it in with other people, either splitting it up in various different formats, so you're only buying in for a fraction of the price.
Great.
Very good. That was 11, but that's still fine.
So like a Giannis free throw. So.
So Chadwin, would you rather have a random team break or participate in a pick your team break?
For me, if I'm going into a break, I want to gamble, and usually I'm trying to obtain something worth more than what I'm willing to spend. So give me the random team because I'm not willing to buy the Lakers or the Patriots if I'm going for a Brady or something like that. So give me random.
I like it.
Yeah. I mean, just for example, with National Treasures football right now, if I wanted to buy the Bears outright for a case, $1,500. That's an ouch. Ooh. Yeah. I mean, you're going to skunk for $1,500 most likely. I mean, that's a tough impulse buy.
So for me, I'm actually going to go pick your team.
Oh, really?
And I think it just goes to show the different ways we approach the hobby. I love that our answers are so different. For me, I don't like the random teams unless I'm literally trying to burn cash for an entertainment gambling experience, as Chad kind of pointed out with that he's more in it for gambling when he does it.
Gotcha.
So similar to if I'm going to sit down at a blackjack table, I've given up that money, right? I'm paying for the entertainment. If I'm in that mindset and hanging out with my boys, I'm cool with pick your team. Otherwise, I want to go after my trashy Detroit Lions and Tigers.
I'm going to save you all the criticism of these wise guys on Instagram. Look, we know that Ricky's teams are cheaper.
Yeah,
we know that. You don't have to type it out and make fun of him. We know that that's why he likes pick your team.
Yeah,
Ricky,
Lions
we're saving you. We're going to save you from those comments this week.
That's fine.
Well done, Chad.
All right, Timmy, we're going to start with you and swing it back the other way. Would you rather have, or how do you feel about a random player break? This is where you enter into a break and they just assign you one of a number of players.
Yeah, and so they'll go through the checklist of a product, and some of these are widely available on groupbreakchecklists.com. Again, that's not a paid like advertisement or mention, just like none of the apps prior were paid advertisements. I mean, that's just where the information is available. So say there's 355 players in a product, 1 through 355, you get randomized, and however many players you decide to buy, that's how many spots you get, or if I can reverse that, but so yeah, it makes it much more affordable, and it was kind of born out of the fact that hobby products are crazy expensive now.
And I won't surprise anyone. This seems like such a long shot to me. Unless it's a limited checklist, I can't see myself ever entering a break like this.
0% chance for me. It's going to take this thing 4 years to fill. I want to know to the second what time the break is going to go.
Yep.
That's never going to happen with random players.
But on the flip side, like say you hit the Mike Trout spot in a baseball break, or Acuna, or in a basketball break, you're hitting like Ja or Zion. I mean, for $7 or something stupid cheap.
Oh, have you met me?
No,
that ain't happening, Tim.
The odds are so long.
That's very nice, yeah. But if you guys remember back when we used to open boxes, that ain't my jam. Doing something like that, no? That's not my thing. Right. Give me the 13th guy on the bench, the seat that doesn't even exist, and that's who I'm getting.
I agree with Chad. Chad has a better chance of getting hit by lightning twice.
Oh, man, I'm terrified by lightning. Don't say that.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Chad has
you guys put me closest to the window over here, too.
You're right. Yeah. Chad has a better chance at getting sunburned and developing cancer than he does.
Damn you!
What?
Come on! What? I have the biggest damn scar on my back you've ever seen.
I'm going to quit jinxing.
I think I just pissed myself.
I'm going to quit jinxing Chad while we're ahead.
If that wasn't proof that Ricky hates
listing all the ways I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Come on.
Chad has a better chance of entering an eBay auction and not having me text him 1,000 times about WrestleMania.
Than getting Mike Trout in a break. Yeah.
That melanoma thing was real, man. Remember there's like that whole 2 weeks they didn't get the margins, and I'm thinking I'm going to die, and like it's all over.
Got him.
Oh man, that's like got my soul got him.
Oh man.
The best part, you guys at home, you don't get to see the visual.
I'm shaking a little bit right now.
Chad decided, in demonstrating that he was next to the window, decided to actually take a peek out the window.
I want to make sure it wasn't lightning.
And he was turned back to us when I made my comment. Yeah. I've never seen him turn around so fast in my life. I think he did a full turn and a half.
Oh, man.
But getting back to
son of a gun, man.
Yeah. Getting back to our subject, we don't like random players, Chad, but what do you think about divisions in breaking?
Wear sunscreen. Now the divisions, I've never actually bought into one because typically the price of these tends to be a little bit higher than what I'm willing to do. But I do think that I would prefer divisional as opposed to players.
Yeah, because you get multiple teams.
You get multiple teams.
Usually 5 or more. Right?
But yeah, usually the price point of these, I think, is what has limited me. I don't have any examples in front of me, but typically, obviously, you're paying for 4 or more teams. So price is going to be a bit higher. I
didn't think about that, and you're right. That probably is going to exclude me from entering these. But I do like these in theory because, again, you can pick up your favorite crummy team, Lions, Tigers, and then get all their great rivals within the division. All those additional players.
Like the Bears. Yeah. No, Packers, realistically.
Packers, White Sox.
Yeah.
I'll give you White Sox.
Exactly. Not this year, but,
some years.
But yeah, no, I mean, the cost is definitely still an issue there. But, some people like it because of the variety of teams. Of course, like in a good year, the NFC West would be totally loaded and very one-sided or,
The AFC West this year would be cool.
AFC West would be really cool, right? They'd be stacked. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
Timmy, why don't you break down hit drafts versus snake drafts and let us know what you prefer?
Yeah, flawless is probably the easiest example because you're getting 10 hits, so there's 10 spots. You're splitting the cost of a case 10 ways, and you're guaranteed a hit that way. So people like that. Essentially, it's a 1 in 10 chance at hitting a good card because realistically, Panini products are that heavily loaded.
Yeah,
maybe spot 2, you might get like a break-even card. But really, yeah, you're just gambling for the number 1 spot. But you do get a guaranteed hit, and so you just go in order 1 through 10 after the break is opened. And, you just basically draft like you would in any kind of fantasy draft or real draft.
What's your thought of these?
I don't know. Our card shop used to do this.
I was just going to say.
And I just don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like, it's okay, but I guess I kind of like to know. No, here's my thought on this. I like to know when the card is being pulled, whether I should be excited immediately or not.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have to wait and see if someone else is going to try and pick the card, if they're a spot ahead of me, picking the card that I want. So, no, I want to know when I see the card, if it's mine or not. So, get that snake draft out of here.
Well, I mean, some breakers do randomize before the break, so I mean that is one solution to that problem. So.
If you had the number 1 spot, I guess, then
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, then you're excited. Yeah.
But again, what if you're number 10? I mean, that's where I'm going to be.
Then you don't watch. Yeah.
And that's where I want, the world to be perfect. I like it. I wish there were enough hits for at least 1 round of a snake draft. Solid hits for at least every picker in the first round.
Our card shop used to do this. So she would have a potpourri of boxes, if you remember back before prices skyrocketed. And there would be 5 or 6 boxes open. Everyone would open up a pack and then lay out all the cards. Now there, you're going to get something nice.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was it was kind of fun.
I thought so. But you're right. I mean, even in those snake drafts, even pre-COVID when we would do them, it did die after like 5 picks.
Yeah.
I felt.
Basically, like the momentum's just gone. Even in like a 2 briefcase break of flawless where there's 20 spots, but only 10 people buy in and you get 2 cards.
Yeah.
Even spot 10 at the turn, like you're getting 2 middling cards, right? It's not like you're getting spot 10 and then spot 1, right?
Well, think about how much you're paying into that. What do those cases go for this year?
I mean,
were they $4,000
something disgusting
for flawless?
Yeah,
2 to 4,000.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you get 8. Let's go on the higher end of that, and I'm just guessing here. $8,000. Get 10 people buying in, so that's $800.
Yeah.
And if you get the 10 spot, it's very realistic. You're getting 2 $50 cards.
Yeah, or less. Yeah, like Artist Gilmore auto. No
brutal.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is awful.
I would get the 10 spot for sure.
Oh yeah, Adrian Dantley sounds familiar.
Yeah. You still screwed me on that. You totally watched it before.
No,
Ruby.
You guys wished it into existence.
I will swear on death's door now that
Ricky's conjuring lightning. I'm pretty sure he drilled a hole in one of your blinds to have a ray of sun come and still hit my back to
my
grow the
apartment
tumor
used to be
back.
grounded, but now there's an electrical bolt in the back of your chair.
That's still the best part of the show. I just talk about lightning. Chad's like checking out the world out. What's going on out there?
You legitimately went from me having just like, oh, this is a lovely evening talking with my buds, to like, oh my God, there are ways I can die that I have tried to forget about.
The Undertaker music dings in your head.
Good stuff.
Oh, man.
I'm still fairly convinced that I'm going to die via lightning. You know that, right?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lightning
man.
is terrible for me. So this all started, I'll do this real quick. This all started on a cruise ship. No, is that right? No. This started over at one of the high schools I used to coach at, which is up on the side of the hill a little bit.
Okay.
We were out at practice. Dark clouds roll in, but there's no thunder or lightning yet. A lightning bolt hits the telephone pole across the street, scares the hell out of all of us. I drop to the ground.
Oh my
we all go
God.
running in. And then from there, I start to get a little bit terrified of it. A couple weeks later, my family goes on a cruise out to Florida. And before the ship left, we're sitting up like on the top deck, just eating and having drinks, whatever. and this massive, massive lightning storm comes rolling in. And in Florida,
Yeah.
you know, it's Florida, and so you can see for 8,000 miles and all of the lightning that's entirely circling this cruise ship, and I just thought I was going to die. I was once in a car that was hit by lightning as well with our childhood friend Dustin. Just scared the hell out of me. I am convinced I will die via lightning strike.
I've been in a house. Wow. My girlfriend's house in college got hit while we were there. And I'll tell you, when you are in something that it gets hit by lightning or near it raises your level you've raised to a new level of fear of lightning. So
yeah, I mean, I'll give you this, Chad, right? Like I saw a patient the other day who completed the current or the circuit changing out a light bulb live in the place where he was working. And I was sitting there on Up to Date, which is our, reference that we use. Like I didn't know like how badly I needed to be worried about, did I need to get the AED for this guy's heart in clinic, right? But, he only had surface level burns, but like the stuff I was reading, like I wouldn't even recount because it'll just terrify you.
Yeah. I mean, your heart can still just check out at any point. It's night.
Yeah. When you're like struck, or you like, lick a transformer, like it's a very different story.
When you go and lick a transformer.
Don't do that.
I'm going to have nightmares about lightning again tonight.
All right. We got a couple more here. I think we'll end on one more.
Okay. Sounds good.
That sounds good.
Tim?
The next most common one then, is going to be serial number, I think. So either a 10 spot where, the number on the left side of the serial number of the card. So like 1 out of 99, for example, or 7 out of 10, like you're going to get the 7 spot's going to get the 7 out of 10 card. So again, you're just basically divvying up the cost of the product into a lower cost. And so some people will do out of 99 because most cards are only going to be out of 99 in the higher end products. And so 1 through 99, you're going to get a cheaper spot.
So it's not the card number itself, but it's what the parallel is numbered to.
Yeah, the serial number on the card. So whatever it's out of.
So like, for example, on your Cecil, what do you got there? 75.
Yeah, so spot 7 or 75 would, have your card.
That seems very degenerate. That seems like something Tim would be right.
I mean, you get out of the top 10 and immediately you don't care.
No,
right? Unless you jersey match
yeah.
someone, then you just don't care.
Well, in NT, for example, every true RPA is out of 99. So any spot is live for the RPA.
Okay.
So, yeah, it keeps you alive. But
well,
obviously,
except they don't do out of 99, out of 98, out of 97.
No, numerator is what you're going for here.
Exactly. That's a better way to explain it.
So actually,
numerator. Yeah.
So that would
look
be
here
71.
with your Cecil, which is numbered 71 out of 75. Your spot would have been 71.
Yeah,
Got it.
That card would have gone to them. Yep.
Okay, seems kind of fun, but I want to watch that one from a distance.
Yeah, but that one confuses people the most. I think when I see people like try to join a break for the first time in that format, they're like, "Huh? Yeah, so At least now you've heard of it." So.
Oh well, good job, Timmy. All right. Well, get at us at PTTF Podcast and on Instagram. Let us know what you think. What's the best type of breaking format? What do you think of these new apps? Should I get my Barry Sanders autographed? You guys have homework. Get at us.
Don't forget to leave your voicemail.
Most importantly,
your most awkward childhood phone call to your sweetheart.
Yeah. Top prize, $50 eBay card.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, it's been another fun show for Chad and Timmy. This is Ricky, the Loupe, wishing all of you a one-of-one night. Oh, man, boys, another Monday show in the books. Long day.
I hate Mondays. I hate today.
Well, hopefully it's just the end of the start of a week. Those are always tough. But how has your past week been?
Oh, you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
It's doing fine until you reminded me I could die by lightning. You reminded me of the biggest, not cancer scare. I legit had melanoma on my back, and I thought I was going to die. Thanks for reminding me. My treadmill broke this last week. My best friend at work and one of my really good friends decided to quit and leave the state. That's great. My wife and I's good couple friends are moving and deciding to leave the state. My dog's sick. That's how my week's going, Ricky.